Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. Today we continue our drive through Pennsylvania on I-95 South, beginning at mile 38 in Bucks County. This portion of I-95 runs along the Delaware Expressway, so named because throughout Pennsylvania, I-95 runs right alongside the Delaware River. Plus, as we travel south, the expressway takes us to the state of Delaware. Plans for a limited access highway along the Delaware River first emerged in 1932 as part of a proposed cars-only parkway system for Philadelphia, modeled after projects underway in New York City. These initial plans eventually stalled, and the idea was abandoned. In 1937, a new proposal called the Delaware Skyway was introduced, a raised highway along the waterfront similar to New York's West Side Highway, but concerns about interfering with port operations led to its cancellation. In 1945, a fresh plan was approved for the Delaware Expressway, intended to link the industrial areas along the river with New Jersey via the Industrial Highway and the Trenton-Morrisville Toll Bridge. Originally part of the Pennsylvania Turnpike system and designed as a toll road, the project was taken over by the Pennsylvania Department of Highways in 1956 when it was incorporated into the interstate highway system as I-95. And although the original design would have followed the US 13 corridor, capacity issues in Trenton prompted planners to create a new alignment, now known as I-295, that bypassed the city. In the early 1960s, controversy arose over an elevated section planned for Philadelphia's waterfront. Residents in the upscale Society Hill neighborhood argued that the design would cut off access to the river, leading officials to adopt an alternative plan with a depressed roadway and an overhead concrete deck connecting Center City to the redeveloped waterfront, now known as Penn's Landing. By 1979, almost the entire freeway was open, except for a challenging 4-mile segment near Philadelphia International Airport, which was finally completed in 1985 after overcoming engineering and funding hurdles. Later, as part of improvements at Philadelphia International Airport, new exit ramps were constructed in the early 2000s to provide direct access to the terminals. As discussed in our last video, before 2018, I-95 and the Pennsylvania Turnpike crossed without an interchange. To establish a continuous route for I-95 and to address a gap in New Jersey left by the canceled Somerset Freeway, a high-speed interchange was built. This project rerouted I-95 onto the Pennsylvania Turnpike towards New Jersey, truncated I-296, and extended I-295 along the former I-95 path. With updated signage and revised control cities in 2018, the completed interchange now forms a seamless route from Miami, Florida to the Canadian border and offering a direct freeway connection between Philadelphia and New York City. We enter the city of Philadelphia, the most populous city in Pennsylvania and 6th most populous in the United States, with an estimated 1,550,542 residents as of 2023. Founded in 1682 by William Penn, an English Quaker who championed religious freedom, Philadelphia quickly became a central hub in American history. As the capital of the Pennsylvania colony, it played a vital role during the American Revolution by hosting the First and Second Continental Congresses, meetings where the Founding Fathers formed the Continental Army, appointed George Washington as its commander, and adopted the Declaration of Independence. Despite a 9-month British occupation during the Philadelphia Campaign from 1777 to 1778, the city later ratified the U.S. Constitution in 1787 and served as the nation's first capital until 1800. Today, Philadelphia's rich history attracts millions of visitors. Its Independence National Historical Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is home to landmarks like Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell. With 67 National Historic Landmarks, numerous museums, including the Philadelphia Museum of Art, the Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts, and the Rhode Museum, and annual events such as the Philadelphia Film Festival, Thanksgiving Day Parade, and the Mummers Parade, the city remains a vibrant center of American history and culture. Just ahead, the lanes narrow and shift to the left on a newly constructed section of highway. On June 11, 2023, exactly 2 months before we filmed this, a serious incident occurred in which a gasoline tanker passing under I-95 struck the overpass and caught fire, resulting in the fatality of its driver. The crash was severe enough to cause the northbound lanes of I-95 to collapse and to damage the southbound lanes, forcing authorities to close the highway between exits 35 and 26. As a result, traffic was redirected onto alternate routes, including Vine Street Expressway, the Schuylkill Expressway, US 1, Woodhaven Road, and various other local streets in the area. In response to the closure, SEPTA boosted train service on the Trenton line and increased capacity on the West Trenton and Fox Chase rail lines, while the Philadelphia Parking Authority offered free parking at 3 lots for commuters. With repairs expected to take several months, Governor Josh Shapiro issued a disaster declaration on June 12, 2023 to secure federal funds for the project. The collapsed bridge was demolished by June 15, 2023, and work soon began on a temporary roadway to fill the gap while a permanent replacement bridge was planned. I-95 reopened with 6 lanes on June 23, 2023 in a ceremony attended by Governor Shapiro, Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney, and PennDOT Secretary Mike Carroll. Later, the permanent northbound lanes reopened on November 7, 2023, followed by the permanent southbound lanes on November 9, 2023, almost 3 months after this video was filmed. After this phased reopening, the temporary roadway was replaced by a permanent structure. The project was fully completed when the southbound lanes fully reopened on May 23, 2024, and the northbound lanes on May 24, 2024, restoring 8 lanes of traffic. Additionally, the ramp from northbound I-95 to Pennsylvania 73, where the accident occurred, reopened on May 24, 2024. Note the round State Route 90 shield on the big green sign at exit 26. Here we see a stack interchange with the Betsy Ross Bridge over the Delaware River back into New Jersey off-screen to the left. The round State Route shield refers to New Jersey Route 90, which is assigned to the Betsy Ross Bridge once you cross the state line into New Jersey. On March 18, 2008, PennDOT closed this 2-mile stretch of I-95 after discovering significant cracks in a support column beneath the highway. To prevent any risk of collapse, the highway was shut down between exit 23 and exit 25. Early on March 20th, PennDOT swiftly reinforced the support beams, using 16 jacks to lift the roadway off the damaged column. The road was reopened shortly after with plans announced to replace the cracked column. To the left, you can see a suspension bridge. That's the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, which carries Interstate 676 or the Vine Street Expressway over the Delaware River into New Jersey. Here we see a pair of big orange signs for the upcoming interchange with Interstate 676. The unusual orange signs, the elephants in the room, seem to be a throwback to a construction project to redesign the interchange back around 2013. But throughout multiple web searches, I couldn't find anything at all except for one reference in the AA Roads forum that dated back to 2010, but the image link was broken, so I couldn't even be sure if it was referring to the same sign. If you look closely on the left, you can catch a glimpse of the Walt Whitman Bridge, which carries the Schuylkill Expressway over the Delaware River into New Jersey. The bridge, as well as points west on I-76, can be accessed by exit 19. Here we get a control city of Philadelphia International Airport, which isn't really a city at all. To the immediate right of the interstate ahead is Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Philadelphia Eagles, NFL champions in the 2024-2025 football season. The stadium opened in 2003, replacing Veterans Stadium, which opened in 1971. We cross the Schuylkill River on the Girard Point Bridge, a double-decker with northbound traffic on a deck beneath us. The bridge opened in 1973 and underwent renovations between 2010 and 2012. Now that we're almost out of Philadelphia, we get control cities of Chester, Pennsylvania, and Wilmington, Delaware. We conclude today's video at mile 11, just past the Philly city limit. Thanks for watching. We'd like to give special thanks to our channel members listed on the end screen. You too can help support our channel for as little as $1 a month and get early access to our regular videos. Or it doesn't cost you anything at all to give us a thumbs up, share on social media, subscribe, leave a comment below, and join us for our next 504 road trip.